matchup, so let's see what they had to say.
When it comes to Team BDS, I think they probably have a little bit more of fragging potential than us, but then we have more coordination than them. Would have to pick somebody from BDS. I would go with Likefak because he can frag, he can IGL, and he does one of the roles in the game that's the hardest. They're the red player, that's the role I do, so I think that he's the best there. For my team, what I would pick would probably, I would go with like the same thing Vopes, because he's the whole package, like Likefak. Like he can frag, he's the IGL, he can do so many roles in the game. And what I know, they are more fear to do this because of his fragging potential. I think Brazilian Siege is way better than every Siege in the world. That's why we have the top 4, 3 Brazilians, and we could have FaZe there, so it is what it is. I don't think it's gonna be an easy game against BDS. I know our Siege is better in terms of Brazil and EU, but BDS is by far one of the best teams in the world right now.
Obviously, we beat them in the group stage, like you said, but they made it to grand final, so they're a great team, but obviously we came here to win, so I think it's not going to be different than before. We're going to win again. I mean, obviously they made it to grand finals, so top 2 is already a great achievement. If you play good, we're going to win. If you play bad, we're going to lose. I think it's up to us more than them. I mean, they should be aware of everyone, to be honest, because every game is just someone else popping up and making us win game, to be honest. I think that's our strongest part. Everyone can just pop off and we can win the game. I think I would say Vopes, because I think he's their IGL. And obviously I think IGL takes like a really big part on how you play the game, how you understand the game, basically. And he's a really good, mechanically really good player as well, so I think I would say Vopes. We are prepared really good for the grand final, so we're going to go full power and just win the grand final and lift the trophy. They should just fear from us. It's not going to be different than last time.
Good luck in stopping me and Dodas.
There is I think BDS, one thing they have that not many teams do this tournament is that if Shaiko rather pops off on attack on Deimos, for example, WCN might have to target ban it later on in this series. For example, come Consulate, come Oregon, where Deimos is a very prevalent operator. So watch Shaiko right now. If he plays Deimos, if he pops off, maybe that could happen later on in the series.
Yeah, on the Capital though for the opening round, and so his value will be found in the late round with that smoke and fire utility. Some aggression early on here. Over towards blue as Solotov takes ground in garage. He's on the buck though this round, and so he'll likely want to reposition for vertical play. But this is quite the aggressive roam and quite the opening pick. It is the big man of Shaiko, the first to fall.
I like this quite a lot, actually. When you play in the grand finals, those first couple rounds, you know, you get comfortable, you feel things out. I like that WCM, they're showing aggression and confidence already, because if they play pass on the bomb side, that's a bad start for them. We missed him.
Oh! Shot through the wall, and Dodas has found a second kill in quick succession, taking out Shaiko and Solotov. 2-player advantage on for W7M. Beginning in this opening round of the grand final, it is defense Clubhouse. Expectations do need to be tempered, but it's the way in which they've done well in this round on the roam game. There is one back though. It's Users who does eventually take down the roamer.
Yeah, that's going to fall back right there from WCM. They got their first 2 picks, lost one play, now fall back to bomb side as much as possible here. Play the 4 versus 3. Club, more often than not, comes down to that 5v5, 4v4 on bombs that execute. So when defenders get a pick or 2 early on, that's going to bolster their win percentage so much more. And it makes all the sense here. They're going to fall back, let BDS work the map first.
Hatches though can be worked here by BDS. They have double hard breach still up. And you think about Users, especially in the real late portions of this round with 5 Quan Hive launches still available as well. He can space out and zone out some of this defense.
Ooh.
And now it's a 3 versus 3. And these are the kind of rounds that BDS can crawl back.
Yeah, this is a place where you gotta have the discipline of W7M. You lashed out, you got your pick, you got what you wanted. Now you get a little bit greedy because you gotta play those numbers together. Back to a 3-3. You've given BDS a way back into this round. Flashbangs on the Hibana. They still got the Grimpies, 5 in pocket as well. So BDS, they can still execute in 20 seconds time.
Certainly enough time remaining on the clock, but now down to that 3v3 margin. It does make things a little bit more difficult, and certainly for W7M, still a Nitrous Cell on the side of Dots. Over towards Garage here for Liquefac, and I wonder, does he drop Oil Pit here? Drones at first. And he will follow that as well as the Bees go out from the Quan Hive launcher over towards Blue. Liquefac does find a kill in through Pit. He can make his way in. Suddenly BDS with the advantage. Dot sitting inside of Church. And you got Loban inside of Arsenal. They are split. They will not be able to trade each other. And certainly now having to just play for yourself, play for your own life. 12 seconds, certainly time's still a factor if you can get a couple of kills, but what a swing. Up close from Bds successful, and Loban as the solo now needs to get all 3, or at least try and stop this plant, but he cannot find it. Uses the perfect Guardian to make sure that Bds does not lose his life, and it is BDS that find an attacking round win to begin the grand final.
Well, it was a funny little start to the round with W7M able to get the first 2 picks off-site. Bit of an unorthodox roam employed. But then the ruthless BDS in response did not put a foot wrong. Here is that replay package of the 2 picks off-site. The BDS able to refocus, isolate fights, and then utilize their utility really, really nicely to continue to chip away at that defense.
While it was BDS finding those picks, I gotta say, W7M, they almost gave it to them, exposing them to like long lines of sight, not holding crossfires, not utilizing anything near the site itself. They had deployed with shields, they had default cameras, nothing was really utilized whatsoever. And this is a scary point. If you let BDS roam around the map with enough space, or even on the bomb site itself on the attacking side, they will always find a way. They're so good at rotating. Liquefac dropping down from Garage into Pit, finds a pick. And then you're thinking, okay, it's gonna be a blue push most likely. No, joke's on you. Double motor drop into Church bomb site, just pushing that mini bomb player, and that was it. So W7M, they had no idea what was happening, likely due to the fact that Valkyrie was banned, no real intel.
And we'll see whether or not we can get a bit of a fight back from W7M, because they cannot bleed rounds early on defense Clubhouse.
No, that's the thing. They gotta start getting that foothold. And I will say, from WM's previous games yesterday against Team Liquid, they're very good at reading their opponent and learning from their mistakes in the middle of a match. But you're correct, they cannot take too long to figure this out now. If they lose the first 3 rounds in a row, for example, I will start to fear for them. But this is the balance. Swing when you have to, fall back when you have to. A good little bit of pressure there from the Bandit of Volps. Now a C4 in hand, looking for a potential pick here, but Brede is a smart player. Will join it first, pays respect, not gonna risk losing that buddy with BDS early on.
Interestingly enough, we saw the death mark. That was actually on Dodes. He's over towards Rafters and Garage. So talk about information that has been found out for BDS. They know they've extended over towards that Garage and Cache and CCTV. So therefore, they're just going to go straight in because of that information through the Deimos. Minute 20 in towards Bathroom. And hello, Dash had absolutely no idea who had basically walked into sight. Dots feels like he has to try and go for the trade, but he had too many members looking straight at him. That breach was opened up early, and it was abused early by BDS because they knew W7M had extended to the other side of the map.
Yeah, just sneaking through. Someone was to cover sound. Castle providing some value though on the objective, and Volp's able to play around that nicely inside of Jim. Trade opportunity though presents itself for users. He pushes forward and lands it. 50 seconds then, and BDS once again with the man advantage, and the Bees are zoning out this defense from playing retake.
Yeah, Dodos is struggling here in towards CCTV to try and take this fight against Shaiko on the roof, but in the end, the Deimos does prevail and uses on site as well. Doubles on down for BDS, and they double down as well to begin this grand final. 2-0 start on the attack. It is their map pick, but boy, they are looking good.
No, they are, and I think the biggest thing there for BDS actually what happened off camera, because you're thinking, where is the support there from W7 from the roaming part of Garage all the way back to the bomb side? Shaiko spent all 3 Deimos Tracker in a row on Dodos on the Sami. He was stuck on Catwalk the entire time because he was like, okay, if I go for a flying back to side, they're gonna know exactly where I'm coming from, because of course a pro play, the Deimos player will share where that location is coming from. So they're locking out an entire defender for 40 seconds or so just off Shaiko's gadget.
There's a read.
Yeah, I mean, left side, Solotov should be aware of this headshot angle. Dodes, I don't think he was aware of the fact that his position was known, and that Solotov was looking to swing that position nice and early. Good shot back though from Loban with the Boss G on to users. Again, looking to fight though, and Solotov wins another one in towards Garage. Dash probably from the higher ground, elevated position, needs to be winning those fights. He does not. Trade doesn't come through either from Volps. In fact, they lose Lobin to Liquefact, and suddenly it's a 2-on-4 in favor of BDS, looking to find their third round in a row.
I mean, when you go aggressive the first time, it might work out, but do it 2 times in a row on the same bomb site, only in the first 3 of those opening rounds, BDS will be so ready for this. They're not caring about the bomb site at all. They just want to shut down those roamers.
2 big kills, though, suddenly evens things back up, and this is where you can certainly now go back to site. But it's a little bit reminiscent of last time out when we saw the 1 hold in Church, 1 hold in Arsenal, and BDS were able to just push through together, take the I think it was almost like a 2-on-1 fight. Volps down the hallway, back in towards Church. He's lost a little bit of life, but there's still 60 seconds. I mean, BDS don't have to rush this.
Yeah, and as the defensive W7M, no real point in being flustered either, right? They have really good anchor utility, Azami, Goyo. There may be some Legion mines scattered around as well. And so they just need to be careful that they don't give away anything for free. And if any engagements are entered into, it needs to be a crossfire.
If you're gonna scan one, try and find the other, use that final smoke grenade to cut off the, you know, crossfire, if you will, then BDS will try and look for a 2v1 countdown, basically. 3, 2, 1, in they go.
Now, and ideally, you want to play off of this Inox Sienna as it's pinging out onto Volps. He might move his location, and does, smoking towards the hallway. Bullet hole opened up, courtesy of Dots. Now he's made his way in towards Arsenal, but they're just starting to ring around the rosy, and in fact, 2 up now for BDS, and they find the 1 of Volps. Dots can't get involved. He does see him down, holds the hallway position, shoots out the drone. Not a lot of time remaining. Certainly still winnable for Dots, but he's going to have to hit the shots and quickly. Brede back over towards Moto, making his way now into Church. Behind him is Liquefact. He has to get this plant down or go for the kill. Decision now timely for Liquefact. Dots doesn't really have to do a whole lot. He knows time is on his side. He's played this so well, and he should get the kill. No way! Are you serious? A calamity! A capitulation!
Mental boom for W7M. They had the round. They knew the plant was going down as well, but the chair blocks 120 bullets, or you missed by a pixel. All of a sudden, BDS have come out clutch once again.
I went early. There's no way he messes this one up.
Right?
No way. And that's not a good sign for this grand final to begin. Tactical timeout by W7N as well. And as you said, Penguin push.
There's certainly something to keep in mind.
Well, I think they could be very relevant. It's that you got your projects right. Still the top 2 Browns playing in the middle of the bomb sites, basically. But there you go. He falls early, so 3 cannons in the pocket. He's down the grave.
Yeah, it did pose the question as well as to the way that BDS would line up and if they would get aggressive. So far, it's been a lot of plays on site.
Has he got an out?
Good repick from Liquefact as Users gets the kill onto Dot. Suddenly, advantage now over to BDS despite that opening kill that went the way of W7M. Through pit. Dodes makes his way into blue as well. Now for Loban, double push now for the final 2 remaining players. And Users and Shaiko know exactly where they are. They both fall within about 2 seconds of each other, and suddenly Dodes all by himself with no real opportunity to push forward and find success in this round for W7M. The slow defensive approach, far too good from BDS. A very difficult defense to break down. W7M falter on their first try.
And if you want to know why manpower advantage is so important, you can just break down that round in reverse. When it comes down to that 4v3, 4v2 in favor of BDS, they double swing everything. You have a player pushing long hallway, gets peeked from third box and double door. Then they have 2 players pushing blue. The last 2 players of BDS, they swing blue from the door and bumps up rotation. Every single area that BDS they're fighting, it's somebody saying, hey, I need somebody to do this with me, not take that risk alone, and it's how they're able to keep up the pressure, but also more importantly, if they were to lose a single or gunfight, they would always be traded back immediately after, maintaining that lead.
I mean, what about that?
3-4 kills in the round. So this is where, okay, you got that initial kill. Loban's done his job. He found an entry, whatever. Everyone else now needs to stand up. You know, Dots is 1 and 5. Dodes 0 and 5. Like, these guys have got to get involved now.
That nade miss. I think it may have just dealt with the barrier. Dots elsewhere gets the kill. Rotero drone to flush out that position, and Shaiko ready and waiting, and that is, again, another really good display of the teamwork that BDS are bringing inside of the server.
Yeah, hammers. Nothing to counter, really. Of course, BDS now will have a little bit of information as to what's clear and what's not. Yeah, knife that printer. Keeps making copies of the same paper all day long. Oh, they hear... Oh, sound cues on land are pretty crisp.
I can confirm.
Yeah, right? It's so
it sounds so different.
And it's a huge one because Dokkaebi hacked those phone cameras, of course. You only get the default, the bulletproofs, no Valkyrie in play, no Echo, no Maestro, so not the most amount of value here, but still, information is information. It takes about 2 seconds, we'll get it done. That's the only that they want. Back to a 4v4, this top floor clear. Dots also taking a fair bit of damage, could fall later on.
And the Deimos not quite working out here on Consulate. So far, I posed the question, do you ban it after how successful it was on Clubhouse and also yesterday in the semi-final? But so far on Consulate, 2 rounds in on the attack for BDS for Shaiko, we just haven't really seen it have the same effect. Despite a couple of death marks landing, they're not really playing off it. 60 seconds left, 4 versus 3 now for W7M, looking to find a second defensive round in a row. This could be a real pivotal way to get them back into this map, into this grand final, let's be honest. 4 versus 3, although Leakafak's still on the server, and he's been so dangerous thus far.
Curious of the plant here. Did not have full top control, but that right there, that's a huge pick. They can now go for the plant.
Yeah, use the slot 1 health though in towards Expo. Frag thrown out by Leakafak, and the plant to go down. Still watching the floorboards up above. He's in a good position to find a second kill, and a third one as well. Oh my god, the young goat gets 4! W7M capitulating.
I mean, he's building a montage right now. On Clubhouse has a huge play. Now on Consulate, another huge play for him. He is standing up to those moments where BDS, they need him the most.
Just tweeted out, already destroyed them in this tournament. Can't believe they want more. So I think that encapsulates it quite well, just how confident they were.
And they don't normally do that thing.
Yeah, big round though for W7M because you got to find a way to just forget that. Okay, a bit of a mental chalk because they probably felt they should have won that round. They were doing good things, and that's probably been the story thus far here on Consulate. They're playing better than Clubhouse, but they're not quite getting the full reward for effort. And there's the Deimos. First 2 rounds, a bit quiet, unsuccessful. This time though, off the death mark gets a kill, and the kills keep flowing for BDS. We've still got 2 minutes in the round, guys. You can slow the pacing down just a little bit. Dots is the only one left alive. BDS have absolutely shredded this defense of W7M and on the verge of taking this second map unless Dots can basically emulate what we saw from Leakafak. He cannot. BDS, 1 round to go here on Consulate.
This is scary because I actually really respect what W7M are trying to do. They go back to the same bomb site 2 times in a row. Typically when that happens, it's because like something very small went the wrong way. What worse thing could it be? Hello, Deimos. Then a Leakafak huge clutch. But then BDS, they have to counter. Side rush, glass CEO window, sprint through yellow, take bomb site control, shine over and kill with the tracker. And it's like, okay, same bombs 2 times in a row, but you weren't ready for a different kind of take. They were expecting BDS to do the same thing, but a little bit better. Not for BDS to do an entirely different scenario.
As well, so it's going to be tough. Vending not being held, Capital in play anyway if it was. Late rotation cut off, that was not the play.
No, here comes the swing. Flashbang on in. Leakafak goes downstairs instead, actually. Must have a camp down, relaying information. There's no one there.
Dots hasn't moved for a little while now. His hope is that he hasn't been droned down, that there might be a bit of a lackadaisical push, and that indeed was the case from Solotov. Probably feeling that because they cleared long deaths, maybe there wouldn't be a player top spiral. Deathmark in play now.
That's
swing.
cheeky.
He should be able to get a second. No, doesn't. In fact, shot from behind by Leakafak. Suddenly a 3 versus 3. Not a lot of time remaining in this round for BDS. Still need to get the kit down on the floor, but here comes the young goat. Shaiko as well. Doubles down, and it's suddenly a 1 versus 3. Loban with it all to do to try and keep this map alive. Impact thrown out to open up for you. Sight lines. He gets the headshot onto Leakafak. Needs to deny this plant, or it's going to be a very difficult post-plant retake. He can't do it at all. Shaiko to finish it off, and BDS take a 2-0 lead in the grand final.
And in classic Shaiko fashion, once again, he swings out, doesn't care all that much about the cover. He wants to kill BDS. They proved it on their map. They proved it on the opponent's map as well. And they could take this to a 3-0 that would end on Oregon, which would be a beautiful story for the map, but also for the team who loves to play Oregon themselves.
15 kills.
15? I mean, Leakafak was just so dangerous, right? And we highlighted him in the last round. Sure, he could have taken some space, but he goes, no, I'm just going to go downstairs, hit a flanker out, hit him from behind.
It worked out so well.
Kills. Like, he just seemed to always be in the right position at the right time, and then always hit his shot, always had impact.
The E-box hatch, and yeah, they're going to have to get to work on that. 90 seconds, still plenty of time though, because again, BDS didn't really have to clear anything, so they got that time in the bank.
Yeah, you're right. But that has, if that can't get opened up, there's going to be a big problem there. Oh, they finally kill about a trade, 1-for-1 so far.
Yeah, Montang pushing through, down backstairs. Dotus does find a very important kill though for W7M, and Shaiko slowly making his way over towards the same position. Leakafak though on the angle, very good. Dots was pushing straight into him. Montang over towards Pillar, good information down the end of the hallway, over towards the laundry and freezer side now defensively for W7M, so effectively forfeiting this side of the map. It is still 50 seconds left, so if you are BDS, you don't have to just run rush into sight. You can work your way through, navigate the situation. Volp's now on the flank. That could certainly catch BDS off guard. Although Shaiko ready for it, Volps will fall and Plant will go down. And just like that, again, the power swings back to BDS. Huge kill from Loben. Doda's now on said vigil, trying to get involved, but Ligafak in through bunker, gets the kill, watching for that flank. Not a whole lot that Loben can do. The man with the shield, ever so dangerous, and he's not going to allow this to fuse. Brede with the knife kill, with the shield kill. Either way, BDS with the opening round.
Ligafak has just been so good tonight, right? You think about a snapshot of that scenario in the post plant. The way you win it is by isolating him and then the 2v1 gang up onto the Montang. Ligafak sits back in bunker, plays a very passive, safe position, wins the fight, and allows Brede to just do his thing on site. I mean, just absolute textbook there from BDS. And backtracking even further in terms of the textbook department, Shaiko having a read on that flank, potentially a drone, potentially there was some information or just game sense. That flank could have also completely shattered that attack, but it's accounted for by BDS, and they just keep being ready for everything at the moment.
But that's the thing, I think the flank was phenomenal because I saw it happen in real time where the two players of WCM, they held the bomb side, third person starts sprinting far away, obviously going for a flank. And that makes sense, but what I said before the first round started, I want to see WCM do the same thing together, and it has to make sense from a top-down perspective. The flank made sense in a vacuum, but if you look at the other player positions, the second he got aggressive on the flank, the other player is still passive on the bomb side. The second you start getting that contact on the big tower staircase, the other two defenders on site have to push up as well, because then you have Shaiko distracted and only one person covering two angles on the side. They didn't. One aggressed, two played passive, it fell apart.
Well, let's see how much fight they have left in them. Oryx for the third round. Dash already on 60 HP.
You dash around?
Perhaps. Loben's aggressing. A bit hot and cold throughout this series. Has Loben been?
I mean, those are the chances, right? In a lot of other games, you probably maybe get a headshot there on the play on the repel, but he can't get anything to land, then force back in through games.
Nice.
Good shot though from Loben onto Solotov. I feel like Solotov hasn't really been able to have a go of things so far here on Oregon. Terra's going to fall short. Volp's able to keep his position. Loben, good kill onto Shaiko, who elected to just try and make his way in through bedroom. Okay, this is better from W7M. Surely they can't balls this one up.
I mean, don't say that. And I will say, Loben last map, Loben right now, he's actually fighting as like the sole player from his team, making those good decisions. I like Dots here on the Echo, granting intel as well to get aggressive with it. But now BDS, they gotta play for clutch, and so far, every time they have to clutch up, they have.
Well, Dash is down.
It's one.
And guess who? Ligafak able to help out. He didn't quite get the kill, but he did get to finish off, and then gets that kill onto Volps. Brings it back to a 3 versus 3. That 2-player advantage now absolutely diminished and gone. 60 seconds as well, so still time for BDS. Their time management has been perfect so far in Oregon.
It has been. Go fast early on, you can go slow later on, vice versa. Loben, he's been so good so far for his team, but it might be a little bit overzealous here. If he wins another gunfight, great for his team, but if he falls, that's a disaster.
Absolutely perfect bait there from BDS. Loben caught. Great work there from Usus. Ligafak, 6 kills so far in flow state at the moment. And BDS now with a 3-2 advantage, 30 seconds on the clock.
Dodo's hiding in towards Attic. Dots caught in towards Kids. This is really bad right now. He is low on health. Won't really have much of a chance to use those yokais if they do remain. 20 seconds, sure, not a lot of time, but numbers with BDS. They can start to walk their way through. Big kill from Dots. Brito, though, does get the quick trade. Ligafak still on the server, and there he is. Headshot, kill, bang. 3 in a row now for BDS. 3 rounds in a row, looking for 3 maps in a row, looking to win this tournament 3 in a row.
W7M playing the Monty into the clash here for round 8. Starting off over towards Armory. Solotov gets the first.
Oh boy.
So it's already BDS's round to lose at this point. Open games hold, so aggressive. Solotov up close, SMG spots the Monty. And unfortunately for Dots, he can't really progress forward yet.
No, he certainly can't. And Solotov has a Nitrocell as well. So if you progress too far into bedroom, you can find yourself on a bit of an island and potentially susceptible to the clash and to the Nitro. And the Nitro is thrown, and it actually does some decent damage onto Dots.
And you got the clash as well. Mind you that the Monty can't quite go in. Solotov played this perfectly so far. Dealing with verticality, massive to rotate the door, and he's still alive somehow.
Well, not for much longer. Down on the floor. 5-3 in favor of BDS now. Logic Bomb brings out huge kill for users, so suddenly it's all falling apart again for W7M in these rounds, in this grand final. The BDS undefeated throughout this tournament for the third grand final in a row. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. The trifecta complete here in Riyadh. They are the kings of Saudi Arabia, and they right now are the best team in the world.
That's goodbye to Oregon, a final flawless round and a well-deserved victory for Shaiko and friends, or should I say Leaky Fact and friends, because he had an unreal performance. Double digits every single map, 14, 15, 13 so far. Wonderful game from him.
Pure dominance, pure dominance.
Straight into the debrief, by the way, for the W7M.
What went wrong, guys?
What went wrong?
They're getting ready for next year, and hopefully we do see them back to maybe take down another potential BDS run here. They just continue to have such magical performances. It's very rare in Siege that a best of 5 finishes in 3 maps, but as you mentioned, Jake, that's now 3 in a row for them.
Yeah, it is a trifecta completed. It's not an easy thing to do, Penku, to come to this event, do it 3 times over, especially with a year like this for Esports World Cup, where it was a stacked competition. You listed off the names earlier as well of all the teams that they have been able to beat to get to this moment, to then win this grand final in this fashion. Clinical, absolutely flawless, so clean, and Likafak making a name for himself as maybe being regarded as one of the best in the world right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's fitting for the trophy because it says nothing is given, everything is earned. I bet you, with those roster changes, with the language change of BDS, they have worked their butt off ever since March.
Yeah. They had many doubters, I think, with those changes, and they've made it work.
They certainly did. Very quickly, Likafak, I mean, MVP?
In my book, yes.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely has to be considered the MVP of this tournament for Team BDS. What a team performance from themselves as well. The trophy is theirs. They've been able to claim it once again. Really, no one surely is that surprised. Ranked #1 coming into this tournament, absolutely. When it came to power rankings, when it came to tier list, they are once again the champions of Esports World Cup in Riyadh!
Team BDS are absolutely unstoppable out here. Milos, let's get some words from our champions.
We're going to need to have a chat, all of us. First of all, Likafak, congratulations on the win. I mean, you won it last year. How does it feel to get, again, Esports World Cup, first ever Rainbow Six champions here in Riyadh? How do you feel about that?
I'm feeling too much, like I need to go down. But it's amazing, the people are amazing. We love be there in Saudi and play the Esports World Cup, and we need again, just amazing.
Absolutely so. There you go, Likafak, and maybe we can get something from the three-time himself. Allez, même en français si tu le veux. So, Shaiko, you've been victorious 3 times here in Riyadh. How does it feel? How does it feel to just be the undisputed champ?
Feeling good, and I can't wait for the 2025 Riyadh.
Users, just come here for one moment, please.
Give him up.
I've just got a quick announcement to make. Users is our tournament MVP. Make some noise, please. Users, it takes a lot to get you excited. You're a very chilled out guy, but you have come a long way from Yukin. What does this moment mean to you right now?
Honestly, I have no words. That's it. I literally have no words.
Even the lion's share of $2 million doesn't get words out of this man. That's how chilled and composed he is. But you really have found another gear since joining this roster earlier this year. Has it been an easy process becoming part of Team BDS?
Yeah, it's been a lot easier than I thought it would. I thought it'd take us like at least a year to like start getting to finals and start winning things, but I don't know. The other three have made it really easy for us to just transition into the team.
Yeah. And do you think that you guys are now solidified as the best team in the world?
Right this second, yeah.
Let me just ask this crowd here in Riyadh. Team BDS, are they the best team in the world?
You know, Stuflex, you and I had a little chat before we came up here, and you were very humble. You know, you said, oh, we're going to give it our best, we're going to play, we're going to beat them, but we're going to play. But did you expect a 3-0 from the team?
To be honest, yes.
Honestly, but what's the drive? Look, Manchester, you came in that final, it was close, it didn't happen. You come here, do you feel this is redemption for you and the whole team?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
You've been around since forever. I mean, I remember back in the day how it was, and Stuflex, you made your name back again on BDS. There's a big legacy behind this team.
Of course it is.
Are we gonna see more from this squad? Because it seems like everybody meshes together just like this.
I don't know, to be honest.
What do you mean I don't know, to be honest?
There's one thing left to do. The frame here that these guys are going to slot into our totem and solidify themselves in esports history for all time. Users, I'm going to give this to you. You will hold that. Of course you can. You can pass it along if you need to. We'll be moving that across very shortly, guys, but one more time for all of us here in Riyadh. Give it up for our Rainbow Six Esports World Cup champions, Team BDS!
رابحين ريمبو 6 سيج ببطولة العالم للرياضات الإلكترونية فريق BDS!
Don't, and we stick to what we're seeing here right now, because when we're looking at the tournament as a whole, if there's one player that really stood out, it was Users particularly, and we've said it already yesterday, and we're gonna probably say it again today. It no longer feels like BDS is reliant on one or two players to clutch up. It's like you have that extra firepower added, and you can always rely on one of your teammates to be the ones doing the clutching. It doesn't necessarily have to be only Shaiko.
Just to speak on Users' stats there, that's nearly a 2 KD with a 52% survival rate. He has stayed alive in more rounds than he hasn't, Fresh, in this tournament, whilst getting a 2 KD. Can you try and paint a picture of how difficult that is and how rare that is?
One word for that, disgusting. That is just like, it's superhuman stats from Users. And the way that I look at Users, I don't know if you look at him as well, but I look at Users as a guy who, I don't actually value him for his statistical impact in a match. I just value him for being smart in the rounds, in the games that you need. Really, really smart players, really, really high impact moments. Users is the one to deliver. We saw it so much when he was on his old roster, you know, that he came from Solotov with, and he's actually emulating it on BDS as well. He is, I think, one of the star players of Europe, if not the world. I know pretty much every English-speaking team in the world, maybe even some non-English-speaking teams, would want him on their roster. He is just that good.
Yeah, it's already happened once. It's already happened once.
That's true.
BDS won. There we go. They still wanted him.
Don't give him ideas.
It's like, I mean, there's no words for him. He's a man of not many words, right? Can't explain him much. It's just, for me, the one word for him is reliable. I feel like you could plug him into whatever system, and his just mind for the game and how he uses space, how he views space is...
It's special.
It really is special.
It's special. Such a special player.